I want us to get rid of the dead dog's mentality, the dead dog's thinking. And the dead dog's thinking was displayed first in the Bible by the man called Mephibosheth. It was displayed in the Bible by the man called Mephibosheth when he asked David, with all your kindness, what have you seen in a dead dog like me? What have you seen? Why do you become kind to a dead dog like me? It's a bad attitude because it made him, with his royal blood, with his ability to, like, he was a son to Jonathan, he was a grandson to Saul. Therefore his bloodline was to live in the palace. But for the longest time, since he was young, since he was a child, and now he was old, he was living in a place called Lodebal. And Lodebal was a wasteland. And by there, those were the slums. Lodebal was a slum of those days, in those times. And Mephibosheth lived there for his longest time until when David remembered the covenant with Jonathan, his best friend, and remembered one of his son, who was Mephibosheth, although he was lame. That's why I think he was thinking, oh yeah, I've been lame all these years, I've been suffering all these years. And I think when David sent his men to go and look for Mephibosheth, Mephibosheth thought that he was looking for him so that he may kill him. But it was not so. What he didn't know it is that David had made a covenant with Jonathan so that Mephibosheth could have lived a better life. Now, see this. Jonathan was a son to Saul, and Mephibosheth was a son to Jonathan. Jonathan, Mephibosheth had the royal blood, was to be was destined to live a good life, was destined to live in palace, was destined to have all the things that he would like, was destined to have land, was destined to have everything good. But one day, when his father and his grandfather was killed, that is Jonathan and Saul, the woman, the maid who was taking care of him, as he was carrying him away from the enemy, by accident, she dropped Mephibosheth. And from that day, all his two legs broke and he became lame. Sometimes in life, the people who carry us by good intentions, they drop us, but that should not define our destiny. That should not change our mentality that we are not the children of the palace. That should not change our mentality to be the children of slums and Lodabar. We are still the children who should be living in those palaces. Sometimes people carry us with good intentions, but by the time they are carrying us, sometimes they drop us by accident. People have good intentions, but we should not take that to our heart. We should not take that to our minds and then start carrying and start thinking of ourselves as dead dogs. And look, there is a mentality when David called Mephibosheth into the palace. He told Mephibosheth, "From today, I have remembered the covenant that I did with your father, Jonathan. From today, you shall be eating with me in the palace in the same table. And from today, I will restore all your land." But do you know what? The answer to Mephibosheth, the answer to David by Mephibosheth was this: Why? Why should you do that to me? A dead dog like me? That mentality, that thinking is the thinking that made Mephibosheth to live in Lodebar all those years. Because if he could have known long time before that he's a son of Jonathan, and he could have realized that he is a man destined to live a better life than the life that he was living. He could have approached David long time before and go and ask him, "Oh, David, I was a son to Jonathan, and my father died. Could you find favor?" Like, he could have empowered his thoughts with favor thoughts, abundant thoughts, uh, power thoughts. Like, he could have empowered himself, and by doing so, he could have not suffered all those years in Lodabar. The same thing I want to encourage you. Maybe some people carried you with good intentions, but they dropped you, and you got disappointed, you got injured, you got lame. Now you got rejections because of your situation. Now I really want to encourage you. Have power thoughts. The things that happened to you, bad or worse, they should not determine your destiny. Have power thoughts, have destiny thoughts, have favor thoughts. Let me tell you, it's always good. Like the men who are sent by David, they knew the man they are going to find, like Mephibosheth. He's being called, he's being found because there is something that it's good for him. There is something that is going to happen for me. It's something that will gonna turn around his life. And now, that is a mentality that you should have. The mentality that the men that David sent, because they knew, like, they went to search the Mephibosheth with a positive mind, with a positive mentality, because they knew what he was going to get. Now, just remove the dead dogs mentality. Don't look down on yourself because of the things that happen to you. Don't look down on yourself because of your level of education. Don't look down on yourself because they told you you are unable. Don't look down on yourself because you faced destruction, because you faced a mental torture in your childhood when you were young. Don't don't look down on yourself because you started a business and it failed. Don't look down on yourself because you are sick, like the disease you are suffering, the doctors are saying it's incurable, all it will take you years and years, it's a lifestyle disease. Don't look down on yourself. You still have a great destiny, you still have a great future. Always go with powered thoughts, always go with mighty thoughts, always go with favored thoughts, and you will make it. And God will see your positivity, God will see how you are determined, and he will do great things for you. You people, you are blessed. Just take off, just put off the dead dogs mentality, and you will be going far. We are going far. God bless you.